I am woman, hear me roar. I know you want to hold on to the woman I was before, but I'm not her and she isn't me. I'm now standing in the ashes of who I used to be. Loss on the left and heartbreak on the right. But God knew I was his soldier for the fight. Some don't want me to forget the mistakes already done, but God said for my sins he gave his only son. So your gossip, opinions, and lack of support, I have learned to use that as motivation for improvement and not take it to heart. Don't be selfish to think that for you to go up, you must keep me down. Because my sister, we all deserve to wear a crown. Don't knock my hand when I reach out for you. I know many have done you wrong, and now you only trust a few. I want to see you healed, delivered, and set free. I can't say I love my sister and watch her remain in captivity. You are a woman. Let them hear you roar, because you are not the her you were before. I am Everett Maxine, and I would like to thank you for listening to The Absence of Her. Please remember to like, follow, and most importantly, share. It's Her Friday, y'all. Hi, The Absence of Her listeners. We have Artaja Roberson here today with Her Friday. Say hello to everybody, Artaja.
Hello, how's everyone doing? I'm doing okay today.
So tell my listeners how old you are and where you're from.
I'm 23. I'll be turning 24 on the 26th of September.
Ooh,
and I'm
right
from a
cool.
little small city in Texas, Bay City, Texas.
Is Bay City, that's my hometown, y'all. Is Bay City still the same?
I don't want to say it's the same. It's reckless right now.
I know we got some things. We got some things going on down there. I just pray for my city.
Yes, ma'am. Me too.
So one of the things that we have in common, and one of the reasons why God put it on my heart to do this podcast was I became a motherless daughter in 2018. My mother passed away. And I know I knew of your mom, Tony. And how old were you when she passed away?
I was 17, about to turn 18 in 3 days.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yes.
So that was right before your birthday.
Yeah, we had planned a party and everything.
And you were still in high school at the time, weren't you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so you were 17, not even
about
yet
to graduate.
About to graduate, not even a legal adult yet, and your mom gained her wings. How did that affect you?
Well, for a little while, I was still okay. Then it just like, not knowingly that it was hitting me, I just started, I just started doing things that I shouldn't have probably been doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because you're 23 and I'll be 40 this year, so you're about 17 years younger than me. And one of the things that I had to learn myself about grief is if we don't deal with it, it comes out in other ways. And because you've never really dealt with that type of grief, you don't even see it manifesting. You're still in that mind frame, but don't really realize you're still in that mind frame, you know?
Don't even know how to deal with it. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because you don't have to say, ma'am, ain't that all? But I think, we see grief as like crying all the time or whatever. And so
yeah.
I know when my mom passed, I wasn't crying. So I thought I was okay. I was doing stuff, but crazy stuff started happening. Like I would forget where I was, or I would just be wilding out for no reason. And
I didn't like rebelling.
Yeah. And you don't realize you're just trying to not feel that. You don't want to think about that she's not there. And I mean, it's rough. I don't care what age you are, however they left this earth, losing a mother is difficult, and you have my sympathy. Um, do you
Yes, ma'am.
do you think our culture, as the Black culture? I now go to therapy. I've been in therapy for 3 years, and it has helped me a lot. But do you think in our culture that we kind of just force people to move on, or we don't really grieve?
Definitely.
We don't really grieve, because I think we're like kind of like, hey, just hey, move on with that.
Keep
Or
your head up.
yeah, we say that a lot, or pray, or and then sometimes if people are still grieving, we're like, I've had people, I'm a woman of faith, but everybody had a breaking point. And if you never
Yes,
lost a
ma'am.
parent, if somebody just tell you to pray, or you gonna be okay, or hold your head up, you be like, that's the last thing I want to hear. I want somebody to really do something. I want my mama here. I want her to talk to me. I want her to hug me.
Yeah, I want that a lot.
Oh, I understand.
I look for it everywhere and can't find it,
Right. No, nobody can fill that void. I know you have a family unit, but nobody can fill that void. So you're a mother, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you have one son, and his name is King. Tell me a little bit about him.
King is awesome. He is like so motivating. He liked to play drums. He's very musically, like he loved music. Aww. So he liked to play instruments. So he have like a keyboard, drum pad. He have a real set of drums.
Oh, wow.
Guitars. Yes, he is really into music.
That's amazing. Sound like he gonna make mama some money in the future.
Yeah. Somewhere out in this street,
that's a blessing. And you gave him a royal name, so he's a king anyway. He's a Black man. He a king anyway. So
Yeah. He's been acting like a king too since he was a baby. Since he was born, he always had his way.
Oh,
everybody bow down and do what he say. He is spoiled.
If he's spoiled, you can't bring another one along, because then he gonna want to run stuff.
It's all right. I had him when I was 20, so I still got time.
Yeah. So I know your son is your world. I have seen your post with him, how much you love him, and how I ran across you on Instagram was your testimony you were sharing about something that occurred in your life. So I want you to take as much time as you need to share your testimony of what happened to you.
Well, I was in a one vehicle accident. Like I was like in a rage. So I was driving real fast, no seatbelt on. I didn't even have any music on. It was just pure silence, just wind blowing in my ear. But I ain't got a notification on my phone, so I had looked down, right? And so when I looked up, I never texted, I never even opened it. The light got my attention. So I looked down, looked back up. I was going off the road. So I jerked real hard. It ended up on the opposite side of the road in the grass and ditches and stuff like that. So I was just driving just trying to get in control. I never took my car off cruise control because I started off in cruise control at 85. So, it was tough. So I never took it off. Like, it just left my mind. But as I'm trying to jerk back onto the road, I never could. So I hit that tunnel part of a ditch, that metal part, cement part. Yeah. And I heard a loud sound, so I just closed my eyes and I just felt myself in the air, just the car just in the air. And so by then, I guess I passed out or something. I didn't feel anything. When I woke up, I was laying in the grass and I tried to get up. And I fell back down, like I laid back down and I reached behind because my back had started hurting then, right? So I reached around and, I felt like a piece of my spine, not where it was supposed to have been. So I had already it was starting to register out there. I had tried to move and I couldn't. My legs wouldn't move. So I was like, oh my God, I messed up really, really bad this time. Yeah, so I was just out there crying and screaming. It was a vehicle that I had passed, so they were behind me. And so after, like, I had flipped and everything, then landed, they were out the car, like, calling 911 or whatever. And I'm asking a lady to come to me, like, can you come hold me? Just come around here. I'm by myself. She wouldn't, but it was another lady, I guess another vehicle. It's a lady out of nowhere. She just came and started holding me, just started praying for me. Just trying, like, making me calm, like teaching me how to breathe. I couldn't breathe. I have asthma, so I was like having an asthma attack, a panic attack. All kind of things were going through my mind. It was horrible. I would really think about it. This just made me think all the way back.
But you're still here.
I'm still here. When I was out there, I just was praying. I just was seeing my mama. I was seeing my baby, my sister. It was more people that I seen here than there.
And
I remember all that.
I know that reflecting on that has to be extremely hard for you. So thank you for sharing with me and the listeners. I love your spirit though, because it inspires me, because I've had some wrecks that should have taken me out of here that I walked away from. And it's days that I go through things and I question God and be like, and I'm pretty sure you've had that, like, God, why this had to happen like this? But my mama used to always say, you know, somebody didn't ended up in a worse situation, you know, and I speak life over your situation. You're pressing towards, you know, regaining the use of your muscles and everything. And I'm trying not to cry, but I really get inspired by you pressing, you know, because I know it's some you've publicly shared that you have some dark days, and
yes, I do.
as anyone would. And I just want you to know, from one person that has gone through depression, that have my battles, that my mama not here, that I empathize with you. I won't say I understand, because I'm not in the same situation. I hate for somebody to tell me, oh, I understand, I get it. And they really can't. But you are a courageous woman, and know that even this right here, talking to me, talking to these people, because this podcast has reached 35 states and a couple of areas outside of the United States. If there's somebody, some young person that is hearing you now, that may have ended up in that same situation, and say, hey, Artaja putting in the fight, I'm going to put in this fight.
Yeah, I keep going every day. Even whenever I have those real bad days, I still get on my walker and stand up and listen to music. And I still just go on with the day. I still gotta be here. You know, I got King. He's only 3. I gotta finish with him. We got stuff to do. We got sports to play. I got proms and stuff. You know, I gotta get back up for him. And my sister, she don't deserve to have a sister down. So I'm definitely gonna get up for them, if nobody else, if not even for me.
But you also got to get up. You got to get up for you, because you still have things you got to do.
I do. I still have a lot to do. Which I'm going to do it.
Yeah, see, sometimes we have distractions in life, and we think, I just exist, and you don't exist. Because, like I say, you've touched my life. You know, people will like things on Facebook or whatever. People will say they're praying for you, but know that I'm really, really praying for your recovery, you and King. So, you know, I'm pretty sure doctors don't always give you the best news. So what is your process of trusting and believing?
Well, whenever I left the hospital, they told me that I was, what was it? Hold on, I'm sorry. Let me remember what it's called. Acute complete paralysis.
Okay.
My lower half of my body, acute on my left side and complete on my right side. That's what I was told when I left the hospital, which was in the October of 2019. So now, August 2020, I could move both of my legs on my own.
Amen.
I can move both of my legs on my own. My muscles they're not very strong. They cannot hold me up. I use my arms to move around, but I also use my legs because they still there and I'm still going to use them. I'm going to use them for whatever I can. When I put my shoes on, I stretch my leg out and make my foot get in my shoe. I do not put it on, except on my right side, because I still need it to progress more, which it just started moving like last month. I just was able to move my right leg, and it moves so much now. I was afraid. I was losing faith, but God showed me every day something different. That's another reason, because I see him working throughout my body. I could do more stuff. I could reach. I could take care of myself and King. I live in my house by myself.
Amen.
I take care of myself. I do everything for myself, except like I need help. Like people cook for me because I don't want to be on no stove. So I let people cook for me and bring me food. But me and King, he can bathe himself. I watch him, make sure he do everything. He know how to brush his teeth. He goes to daycare. We get up in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, get ready. I get up and I get dressed with him. We do it together.
And know that we all have moments of fear. You said you listened to some of my episodes. And
yes,
one of them, I don't know if you got a chance to listen to the pedophile and the preacher's son.
I got all the way to I was on the podcast. your other podcast. It sounded so good, though. It sounds so professional. I love it.
Thank you. And I shared about being sexually abused, and I had never shared that story in 20 years. But one thing about sharing your story, your vulnerability, that is a sign of courage. Because how many people we know out there faking it and shaking it like their life's so great, and it's not. And them people are miserable. Like I am so free now that I can say, hey, if I'm broke, I'm broke. If I ain't got it, I ain't got it. But life ain't good. It ain't, yes. and you're gonna find, freedom in saying, hey, this happened. It did it, but I'm still pressing forward. And one of the things that, God put on my heart to share with you when you were saying about what the doctors had said. Back in 2004, my mom collapsed at home. She had an asthma attack, pneumonia, and bronchitis all on top of each other. She ended up being life-flighted. Long story short, they put her in a state of paralysis because her body would not stay still in the bed. They didn't expect her to survive. She did, but when she woke back up, she had no use from the neck down. And the doctors didn't want to give her a walker. They wanted her to go through physical therapy, all that. My mama had been a nurse aide. She said, I'm not waiting. And she did like you're doing, worked her muscles, did what she had to do because she wanted to go back out to the nursing home because that was her calling, to work and be there for people during their last days. So I witnessed that miracle. So I know what God can do. So if can't nobody else tell you that they have witnessed what God can do, I can tell you that.
Yes, ma'am.
So keep your faith. If people negative about it, and cut them loose. Cut them loose. Because the more you elevate, them people trying to drag you down, you can't elevate and hold on to the same people. My circle is very small. You'll be okay. So
I am. And I'm taking it. I'm taking what God has given me. I'm not arguing with nobody. Nope. Not about what God got planned for me.
So when I didn't, one of the things that you mentioned that you started doing is your red lips lip gloss. What made you like? What made you like that product?
Well, you know, girls love lip gloss. Like, we like to be shiny. You know, so I'm just like, I know I could get this around. And I know I love lip gloss. I have all kind of lip gloss with other people's. Like, but it's fun. It's something that keeps me busy, so I don't sit around getting depressed. It also, like, it's just something fun. King, he come in, Mommy, what you doing? You working? It's my little work. Mommy, I'm making lip gloss like you. No, we don't start you a line, baby. It's gonna be something different, though. You can't do what I'm doing.
But see, you're being a good influence on him. He see you pressing forward. He see you getting your hustle on. And I don't understand how some people could go day by day but doing absolutely nothing with their life. Like, if you wake up with breath in your body, do something. Walk around the block, do something.
Mm-hmm. I do everything. I check my own mail. I don't. Yep.
So you mentioned, I think when I first started following you, you were talking about the book that you want to write. So are you still considering writing a book?
Yes, I still want to write it. I haven't been writing anything because I haven't been doing much of anything except my exercise. So I like to post it on Facebook so I can have it to go back to check it out and rewrite it.
Yeah.
But I haven't been writing it.
I understand.
But I post a lot, and it's like a journal. I could go back to the days that I was feeling this kind of way, and I know exactly where everything's at.
Oh yeah, them are those. I had a minister once before inspire us to do journals, and it's called. And she said, call it your God moments, so that you make notation of something God did for you or moment, and you go back to that and be like, was I really feeling like that? I shared a Facebook memory with you the other day. I completely forgot I even wrote that, talking about not wanting to be on this earth anymore, and I'd be like, God, like, I was in a dark place.
I was dark. Yeah, I definitely understand. And whenever I have those memories, it's going to mean so much, and I'm going to be able to share with somebody else.
Yeah, because there are and one of the reasons why I started doing Her Fridays, and I just started last week, was because I feel like women should be encouraging women. We do enough of, making fun of each other or tearing each other down or for whatever reason. And I feel like so many women out there have truths that they need to share, so that they feel like, hey, I'm worth something. Somebody out there want to hear me. I got the courage to share my truth, and I can help somebody, And you're so right. Hey, people used to be afraid to say I'm depressed because folks would say that's a demon, but
right, like we can't go to therapy and stuff. I'm like, that is crazy. We need therapy.
Amen.
We need to talk and get it out. We can't hold stuff in. I talk to my cousin and my sister and my son and grandma about a lot of stuff because I know it's more room out. I can express everything instead of holding it in my little body and exploding.
Right. And I think that is one of the things that, and I say our culture, when that is that's messed up about us, because we don't talk about our issues. We say no to therapy, and then we hold all this stuff in, and so it becomes anger. We fighting each other. We have all this discord because don't nobody want to deal with their issues.
I've been there where I didn't even want to talk about anything of me, just holding everything in. And it's just, I learned that I'll explode, and it's not nice.
Right. And it really hurts.
Yes.
So I am so thankful that you have shared your testimony with us today. And
I'm happy I was able to get that out.
anytime. And I am so thankful already in advance for those that are listening that have been blessed by you sharing your testimony. And I inspire you to keep moving. So do you have a page where the listeners can follow your recovery on IG?
On Instagram, I have my page called Woman of Still 19. It's WOMANOFSTEEL 19. Woman of Still 19. And I call it Woman of Still because my spine, I got so many plates and screws throughout my body, my hips, my jaws. So I call it Woman of Still 19. But if you look at me, you won't even tell. Like, I went through such, you can't even tell I went through nothing that bad.
That's God.
I also have my Facebook account, which is Artaja Roberson, and it's also a Woman of Steel page too, where you can check out my rig. And I got pictures of my car on Instagram. I never held it in. I posted it as soon as I got it. Like, y'all, look at what happened. Look at what can happen if you, like, put your seatbelt on, if anything.
Yeah. Seatbelts are important. Dealing with, you said you were full of rage.
Yes.
But don't have any regrets. That's what I want to tell you. Don't have any regrets. We all go through things, and I'm pretty sure you have the moments, well, if this hadn't happened, that hadn't happened. And
I could take it all the way back.
There's a song that says we have to accept what God allows. And I truly believe He is in control of all things. I truly believe you are one of His strong soldiers that He knew could withstand the battle. He knew you would learn something from this experience and be able to share it with somebody else.
The first time somebody said that to me, I got so angry. Like, how you gonna just say, I'm strong enough for this? How you just gonna say that? But almost a year later, I'm like, I am.
You're stronger than you think. You are stronger than you think. Trust, we more people than you know have stood on the edge ready to jump off. More people than you know. And I'm so happy that I've reached a place where I can say that to a young woman like you. Hey, I've stood on that edge. I stood on that edge. And I'm always, I'm a Facebook message or IG message away if you ever need to say, hey, I need somebody to talk to because I ain't feeling too good right now. Like, we need to get to that place. We come from a small community, number one. Yes. And we need to get to that place where people feel comfortable enough to know that, hey, I can talk to somebody and this person not for to run with my business. Or make me feel that I'm weak. Because the Bible says the strong gonna be there for the weak. So I thank you, young lady, for joining me for my second Her Friday. And I hope we have another conversation in the future. Yes, this was fun. Thank you and have a blessed evening.
You're welcome. Thank you for allowing me to be on your panel.
Amen.